Well, I am going to take this circle out here, white circle, and reduce it by the relative proportion of the Earth orbit to the Mercury orbit, which is 387. So if the Earth is 1 AU, then Mercury is 0.387. So that's Earth to Mercury. And I'm going to move that over to there. I don't think this has got anything to do with Earth and Mercury, but same ratio circle. Now if I reduce that by 8538, I get this outer circle, that one there, and then reduce that by 53.1441. I get that circle there. And that circle there is the same as this circle here. And if I take that circle and center it over that one and give it a 622, make that one. Over here, I reduce that by 729, which is the square of 8538. Too big, so I've got to give it another reduction, which is the square root of 8538, which is 92.4. And then it's going to align with the centers of the circles. And here as well, there. And mind you, that's just a construction circle. I'll take that off. As is that one, take that off. And the rest of these, they're the same as this set here. So those are the ratios in there. But what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it refer to? Well, we've got four major axes here, and then subsidiary axes, smaller axes, and on the bigger axes it looks like there's a circle or a bubble or something out there. There's a region around it. If it's three-dimensional, it's a bubble. And maybe bubbles within bubbles, so fairly complicated arrangements of bubbles there, or circles, or whatever they are. And the rest of it's just the ratios. But I think there is an answer to what it is, and it is the planetary nebula called the Red Square Nebula. And as a rule, I think you might find that if you have a crop circle design that is really difficult to comprehend, try looking through the planetary nebulae, because you might find that it registers something to you. It might mean something to you. You might pick something up there. I think the planetary nebulae are frequent subject matters, is a frequent subject matter of the crop circles contained within the designs within the crop circles. The planetary nebula. Well, this is the Red Square Nebula, and I suppose what we can see are some main axes at more or less 90 degrees, not quite, but, and then there's these subsidiary radials, quite clear through there. And we've got these odd apparitions over here, which appear to be spheres with 6 lines of bubbles or whatever they are projecting out from them. And what I'm going to do is take the pen tool and I'm going to put a line on that subsidiary there, and I'm going to rotate that by 60 degrees, and it picks up the other subsidiary. And I'm going to rotate that by 60 degrees, and it picks up this big axis through here. So there's definitely a hexagonal influence there. And this angle here is the same as this angle here. And that one. And that one. And that one. All of them. Same angle as that. Why that is very difficult to conceive. They might be sitting maybe on radials, come out sort of like that. Stacked in a kind of crystalline, three-dimensional geodesic format or something. Now there is a 531441 on this, and it's here. We go through these bubbles on the radials, complicated bubble formations on the radials. Get a square, and I'll reduce that by 531441, and it's not bad. It's not too bad. Sort of seems reasonably accurate. And since that 531441 is there, and we're seeing this in circular orbits, I'm going to make the jump that what we're looking at is a pair of circles that have morphed. The shape's morphed. So if I put a circle out there like that, maybe it's something like this. You started with a circle, and then that happened. And that happened. It was a violent process, it really was. And that's what you get. But this is also transected by the major radials. So there's been a definite change. If it was hexagonal, it's really moved into another format. And what we have at the center is a loop, because energy always has to be in a loop. It's always going somewhere, coming from somewhere, it goes out, it goes in, but it chases its tail. It's always in a loop. And what I'm going to do is draw the new loop. And it seems that the bubbles that are on the radials there are some kind of transmission, rotation, sending energy back the other way, something or others, of I know not what. But bubbles on radials, there's plenty of them. It seems like the radials are like a tightly bound spiral but it's not an even, it's actually full of bubbles in its own right, and these are linked together maybe. And when they come apart, when they break up, because it's losing its radiant strength from the center, they break up into individual bubbles, so you get a big spray of bubbles. And these ones here, with their hexagonal structures, perhaps represent what the earlier system was, and that the Red Square Nebula might possibly be a collision between two systems, one which had perhaps an 8538 aspect to it. It was a four-split or four-quadrant electromagnetic system, has run into a six-sector system, and the ratios haven't quite gelled, and the result is that.